Okay, for this deep dive, we're getting our hands dirty with some technical specs for a piece of gear that honestly solves one of the biggest headaches in video production.
We are. We're looking at the Datavideo DC-70 cross converter.
And our goal here is to really break down these specs so you understand why this little box is such an anchor in a reliable signal chain.
Right. Our mission is to give you the shortcut. At its core, the DC-70 is an incredibly versatile up, down, and cross converter.
It bridges different formats.
Exactly. It's designed specifically to bridge, decades of signal standards. Everything from old SD right up to modern 3G formats.
So for a technical director who's juggling a bunch of different inputs in a high-pressure live show, what's the immediate benefit?
Predictability. It automatically converts everything to a single selected output format.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
you can switch between a presenter's laptop and a broadcast camera, and the DC-70 it handles it instantly.
Yes.
Your production switcher always gets what it expects.
It sounds like it's designed to handle pretty much every signal translation problem you could think of.
It really is. If you've ever tried to connect four totally different devices in one room, this box is your solution.
So let's get into those inputs. What are we dealing with?
Okay, so we have four main entry points. You get one of the legacy VGA inputs for older computers.
VGA, really?
Oh, yeah. Plus one standard HDMI, one broadcast standard 3G HDSD SDI, and even a simple analog audio left-right pair. The range is enormous.
Looking at these specs, that span from like old SD SDI at 525i all the way up to 3G SDI at 1080p 60 is, well, it's remarkable. How does that prevent common problems?
It manages the difference between computer graphics and camera video, and it does it seamlessly. For example, the HDMI input supports both YUV and RGB color spaces.
And why is that so crucial?
Well, because your computer graphics almost always output in RGB, while professional cameras are usually YUV. This box eliminates that massive color headache right at the source. It even handles VSA computer formats up to 1600 by 1200.
So we've got the signal in, anything from ancient VGA to modern 3G SDI. The box does the heavy lifting. What are our output options?
Pretty robust. You get two dedicated 3G HDSD SDI outputs, one HDMI output, and then this really critical feature, an SDI loop-through.
A loop-through. Why is that such a big deal?
Because it gives you an unprocessed, clean copy of the original input signal. It's perfect for monitoring or sending to a recorder without adding any conversion delay.
Okay, so connectivity is just fantastic. But let's talk about the quality that justifies putting this in a professional rack. I'm seeing 10-bit processing here.
And that means professional quality. 10-bit processing with high-quality video filtering ensures that, those harsh color bands you get with cheap converters,
The ugly artifacts.
they just disappear. It keeps the image pristine during conversion, and that quality certainly justifies the $679 price tag.
And what about signal integrity? When you're running SDI cable over a long distance.
That's where the low SDI jitter feature is paramount. Jitter is basically the time police for your signal. Over 100 feet of cable, a cheap converter can lose that timing, and you get dropouts. The DC-70 keeps that signal clock locked solid. It guarantees broadcast reliability.
It also seems to handle audio complexity really well.
Absolutely. It supports up to 8 channels of embedded audio on both SDI and HDMI. And remember that analog audio input?
Yeah, lower pair. Yeah.
You can embed that separate audio right into your video stream. It saves you from needing a whole other piece of gear.
And for longevity. Wait, I'm seeing it's TAA compliant. That's actually pretty significant for government or institutional buyers, isn't it?
Exactly. It certifies the device meets stringent U.S. government acquisition requirements. It's a stamp of quality, really. It tells you this box is built for high-stakes environments. Plus, its firmware is upgradable via a mini USB, so it's future-proof.
So what this all means for you is that the DC-70 is basically the Swiss Army knife for your signal flow. It solves that fundamental headache of getting sources from, well, 2 different centuries to talk to each other without sacrificing reliability.
And that leads to the final thought for you to chew on. The very existence of this box highlights the constant technical challenge of live production. Given how fast formats are changing, how much longer can a single converter box like this feasibly keep bridging that gap between legacy computer signals and cutting-edge broadcast standards? It keeps the show running today, but that core challenge, it never really goes away.